What's good, guys? Welcome to another trade recap. Today we'll be going over the trade that I took on Nasdaq that ended up putting me to make 4 figures while day trading Nasdaq. I know it's been a while since I've dropped my trade recaps on YouTube, and a lot been going on, but hopefully we're looking up from now on. Moving forward, I'll be able to drop the recaps of my trades I take every single day. Now, moving forward onto that list, look at how I was able to analyze and take the trade that I took on Monday, yesterday. Now, coming into the market, we had these 30 minute highs, 1 hour highs, 1 hour lows, and this 4 hour fair value gap that were untouched. Now, for those who know and for those who doesn't know how I normally used to trade, I literally trade off liquidity. So I have POIs. What are my POIs? Fair value gaps, liquidity. I look at these areas on particular time frames, 1 hour time frame, 30 minutes time frame, 4 hour time frame, and I mark those out prior before the session. The session starts by 1. I mark them out up until London session. My highest on liquidity, I use a 4 hour prior before London session also. And that's what I use to mark out all of this. So again, like I said, my POIs, what are they? Higher time frame liquidity. Then fair value gaps. That is basically all that I use for my POI. Then for my setup, I basically use just a 3 minute breaker structure. Upon that 3 minute breaker structure, I look out for just these three confluences: inverse fair value gaps, and other blocks. I don't know if you guys can see that. So these are what I use for my confluence, and that's what I use to take trades that I take every single day. So marking out our POIs that we've had for the day, the liquidities and the fair value gaps across all the various high time frames that we already discussed about. I scale down into the 3 minute, looking out for what? My other blocks, fair value gaps, or inverse fair value gaps. Now we had this liquidity taken out, so all this area point of interest taken out. We had that 3 minute break. Alright, we had that 3 minute break. We had that 3 minute break. What are we now looking out for? Fair value gaps, other blocks. And on this price action, we only noticed that we only had this other block, which is the last price action that caused the break. Then I scale down to the 1 minute to look for my optimal trade entry, my bar BOS. And the only thing we had off inside here was just this other block again. No fair value gap, nothing, but just this other block. And that's where I took my trade off from. I took my trade off from, and in terms of exits, the prior POIs that we marked out that has not been touched, and it was just only this one during that day. And that was the first trade I took for the day, which I sent out to the Discord. I gave the trade out to my Discord community. On my Discord community, I literally give out all the trades that I take each and every single day, and make sure I'm able to give it out on my team so that members that are on my Discord, can be able to get the feel and get the transparency of how I trade. It's not just by just dropping I'm selling this or I'm selling that. I'm telling each and every step that I'm taking in each and every one of these trades. Alright, I tell you when to take your stop loss to break even. So I'm giving you the whole feel, and everybody in my community profit from it. You guys can be able to see the trades that I take each and every single day that I'm even able to trade. Alright, so I'm going to drop a little link in the description below if you want to be part of the group and be able to be part of the community and be able to see how I take these trades that I take each and every day and be part of it and be able to profit from it if you want to take the trade along. Then moving on to the last trade which I took for the day that I also sent to the Discord group. Of this liquidity that we had for the day, we were still within our time of trading, which is basically from 1 to 4, which is the time that I used to trade the clash between London and New York session. We were still within that time. We still had a lot of time within New York session to take some trade off. So I was like, okay, we had this liquidity being swept. What am I looking out for? If we can get a market structure shift of this liquidity, then I'll be off for another trade to take for the day. And which we had. We had the liquidity. We had that 3 minute break. Again, it's just the same thing, the same practice. And in this time we didn't just have another block. We also had a fair value gap. And since the fair value gap comes first before the other block, we prioritize the fair value gap down to other than the other block. Then we scale again down to the 1 minute time frame to look from optimal um, trade entry. And we had the optimal trade entry, which is basically this other block that we had off the price action of this fair value gap, and which is where I used to place my entry at of the fair value gap. And then in terms of stop loss, I placed my stop the candlestick that formed the fair value gap, which is this candlestick. Then in terms of take profit, we had these highs that has not yet been taken out, and the bottom of the fair value gap, the 4 hour fair value gap that we marked out. This same trade that I gave also, our last trade for the day that I gave to the team, I mean to the members on the D1 Trading Hub platform, and we all smashed it. We all made money. We all made profit. All right. Now I have the SMP on the chart because I also look out for SMTs just to what they call it, just to as a part of my confidence to make me more confident in the trade that I take. And in this case, we actually didn't get any SMT. In fact, we had an SMT that could have told us maybe that we shouldn't be taking this trade, which is this SMT that we marked out. But I wasn't really considered or really bothered by the SMT because it was out of nowhere. The only time I apply SMT is when maybe he had a liquidity that was taken off. That is, we had a sweep of liquidity, then we have an SMT on the same pairs at the same time, which adds more to the confidence that yes, this is a plus trade that should be taken. Or if we get stopped out and we still have that SMT to see validators, then we re-enter. We look at it as a second destroy that we can still re-enter. Market is just liquidating us for now, but we have an SMT on the S&P to tell us that yes, price is still going in that direction. All right, so that's only when I apply the principles of SMT. So yeah, guys, that's how I was able to the trade I was able to take to make me 4 figures while trading Nasdaq again. And I think I'm currently on the trade right now. So if like I said, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to be part of the community to be able to see this trade that I take each and every single day. All right, peace.